Dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria. Wow! Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig
it? What's up, you ravenous fiends, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host as always, Jay Schatzer, and today I have a very cult classic flick lined up for us. It is Herschell Gordon Lewis's 1963 strange film. It is Blood Feast. And guys, I've watched this one for the first time last month, actually really loved it, got a real good kick out of it, and thought I'd share the love with you. So let's dive right in and check it out together. Here is Blood Feast. Blood Feast is a sensationally silly, low-budget horror film, plucked straight out of the early 60s and just simmering in that distinct era of style. Directed by cult filmmaker Herschell Gordon Lewis, and typically twisted. The production boasts an off-kilter feel and awkward presentation that all aids to the overall feel that is this wonderfully strange flick. Sadistically entertaining and ridiculously performed, Blood Feast is a real treat for lovers of low-budget cinema. The film follows a beautiful young woman named Suzette Fremont as she prepares for her upcoming birthday. Wanting to spice things up a bit, Suzette's mother, Dorothy, enlists the help of an obscure Egyptian caterer named Fouad Ramses to provide a unique feast for the birthday party that will get the neighborhood buzzing. Unfortunately for them, Ramses is mentally deranged and viciously devout to an Egyptian goddess, one who forces him to hack up young beautiful women in order to bring her back to life. Hot on the case is Detective Pete Thornton, but as the bodies begin to pile up and the city stays locked in fear, it doesn't appear that he or anyone on the police force can keep the citizens safe from Ramses' insatiable bloodlust. Coming in all shapes and sizes, the cast of Blood Feast is an absolute hoot. From oddly performed lead heroes to wacky overplayed main villains, the film is jam-packed with quirky characters that just add to the overall flavor that is Blood Feast. The central stars of this warped flick are William Kerwin as Detective Pete Thornton, the lughead officer of the law who wouldn't catch a clue if it was sitting right in front of his face, Mal Arnold as Fouad Ramses, the diabolical Egyptian caterer who loves to hack up young women with the greatest of ease, Connie Mason as Suzette Fremont, the cute-as-a-button birthday girl whose party turns out to be one hell of a frightening surprise, Lynn Bolton as Mrs. Dorothy Fremont, Suzette's clueless mother who's more concerned about the festivities than the rising body count, and finally Scott H. Hall as Police Captain Frank, the plainest officer of the law you'd ever come across in a B-grade cult classic flick. As odd as they come, the cast does a succinct job with the confusing material, as they trip and stumble their way through this lackadaisical oddball romp of a film. Truly weird and outstandingly unusual, Blood Feast is a perfect example of low-budget cult classic cinema. Forged in blood and taboo moments, the film relishes in the bloodletting as it delves into this seedy material head first, never coming up for air until the last body hits the floor. The peculiar acting of the main stars and the outlandish way in which the whole story is presented only aids to the charm of the entire picture. The violence is rich and severe as hacked limbs and bloody bodies are presented in gloriously gruesome detail. For the era of the film, the production truly does soak up the nasty material, and Herschell Gordon Lewis does a remarkable job in bringing everything to vibrant life. Whether it's the alien-like way the main cast of characters react to the various situations at hand, or the unsettling general story of Egyptian sacrifices and sadistic caterers, there's honestly a lot to like about this warped flick. It's extremely expressive and totally off the chains when it comes to its curious attitude, and it's an experience that genuinely needs to be seen to be believed. There's nothing quite like this audacious production, and as far as cult classics go, that's a damn good thing. In the end, Blood Feast is a wholly satisfying and deliciously delirious early 60s horror presentation, which has one hell of a bite and one generously proportioned appetite for disgusting destruction. And there you have it, you weirdos. That is just the very odd, extremely enjoyable, and heralded cult classic flick, Blood Feast. Just a really oddball film, to say the least. Just the acting, the whole concept, it's just all very strange, but like I said, very, very enjoyable. But guys, that is it for me today. Hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe. And if you have time, leave a comment below because I'd love to hear from you. But until then, I will see you all at the next movie review. Take care.